Hi, welcome to this video again. We are continuing on the effects of pollution or environmental pollution on the environment. Now, we are continuing this under our program, Nurturing Sustainable Generations Uganda, our movement that is majorly youth-centered, but even the mature or the old can also play a part in this, because they are key people. They can drive this movement forward financially, also providing advice and guidance, and also experience, because they are experienced more of this than we are, because we may not have lived to see much than them, much as we may also live, but they have a better experience of these things we are talking about than us, the young now. Now, the effects on the environment. Pollution has been found to be present widely in the environment. There are a number of effects of this. One is biomagnification. Biomagnification describes a situation where toxins, e.g. heavy metals, including lead, mercury, may pass through trophic levels, becoming exponentially more concentrated in the process. Now, this is biology now, ecology, or conservation biology, whatever it is, ecology. Biomagnification. It describes a situation where toxins are toxic elements in the environment, where toxins, e.g., or for example, heavy metals, including lead and mercury, may pass through trophic levels. Trophic levels, they mean feeding levels. For example, for me, I feed on maybe meat. I feed on meat, and then the meat is of an animal, and that animal is a cow, and it also feeds on grass. The grass also has where it feeds, or it feeds. So like that, if it has some stuff that it fed on and it is infectious, an example I can give the yams, especially in developing countries here. Yams are planted in wetlands or swampy areas. Now, those places, most of the industries or the urban wastes are deposited there. Now, these yams to grow well, they also need feed. These nutrients are stored into their stems. The stem is the one we eat, the yam. Now, in that stem, nutrients are stored there. The iron, mercury, the lead, every cassacero is there. Now, for you, a human being, you feed on it. Feeding levels. I eat this, then it is also eaten. Then also someone, maybe something feeds on me, and then it continues. The cycle continues, the food chain. This is what they mean by trophic levels, feeding levels. They are saying biomagnification describes a situation where toxins, e.g. heavy metals, including lead, mercury, may pass through trophic levels or feeding levels, becoming exponentially more concentrated in the process. The more you feed, or the more the next organism feeds, the more it becomes more concentrated in the organisms, like that, up to the last feeding level or trophic level. The other one is carbon dioxide emissions. Can cause ocean acidification. carbon dioxide,
Aquatic ecosystems are also threatened by
coral
solid
reef
waste
coral
such as
reef
plastic,
pollution now,
metals, cigarette butts, and others.
acid,
However,
carbon
the
dioxide.
principal
It does
solid
not
pollutant
only
of our water
cause
resources is plastic.
global warming,
40,000
because
tons
it
of
is a
plastics
greenhouse
are
gas,
currently floating
but
on the
it
ocean's surface,
can
and that
also
represents
lead to
80% of all trash floating in
acidification
the ocean's
or
46,000 pieces
ocean
per square mile.
acidification,
These solid wastes present a real danger for
distorting
aquatic life
life
because they can be
underwater now.
ingested by animals and cause their suffocation, starvation, and death.
The
According
emission
to the
of
Office
greenhouse
for Coastal
gases
Management, the
leads
marine
to
debris are
global
responsible
warming,
for
which
harming more
affects
than 800
ecosystems
different
in
species
many
of marine life.
ways.
The real
The
problem with
emission of
plastic is that
greenhouse
its
gases, we
persistence
have
in the
talked
environment
much
for a very
about
long time.
greenhouse gases
That's why
now,
the best
every
options would be
time.
to reduce
Nitrous
considerably our
oxide,
wastes and to use other
carbon
materials that are
dioxide, sulfur
biodegradable and
dioxide,
eco-friendly.
nitrous oxides,
The
other
effect of ocean
chlorofluorocarbons.
acidification on
We have
marine
talked
organisms.
more about the greenhouse gases.
Ocean acidification
And they
is
are
the
saying the
decrease
emission
pH
of
of water
greenhouse
surfaces
gases
due to the
leads to
absorption of
global
carbon
warming,
emissions.
which
Actually,
affects
seas
ecosystems
absorb as
in
much as
many
a quarter of
ways.
all man-made
Now,
carbon emissions,
invasive
and the problem is
species
rapidly
can
worsening. It's
outcompete. This
estimated
is
that
our
by the
next
end of
one.
this century, if we keep
They are
pace
saying
with our current
the
emissions
next
practices, the
effect.
surface waters of the
Invasive
oceans could be
species
nearly
can
150%
outcompete
more
native
acidic than
species
they are
and
now.
reduce
Marine
biodiversity.
ecosystems are deeply
Biodiversity,
affected
they
by these
mean
chemical alteration of
variety
water
of
surfaces.
plants and
For
animals,
example,
flora and
shellfish
fauna.
require calcium
Biodiversity,
carbonate to build their
variety
shells
of
and
plants
skeletons.
and
But the
animals,
ocean's carbonate
animal
levels go
species.
down when acidity levels
Invasive
rise,
species
threatening the
can
survival of these
outcompete
animals.
native
Bivalves
species
are at the bottom
and
of the food
reduce
chain. These effects
biodiversity.
ripple up to many fish, seabirds, and
Invasive
marine mammals.
species are the
In
species
addition, the
that
increase
come,
of ocean
invade an
acidity
area.
enhances the bleaching of coral reef and makes it harder for some
Invasive, they
types of
come
fish
and
to
occupy
sense
an
predators
area
and
that
prey.
they initially didn't occupy before. They are new in that area, they just come and settle or occupy or take up that area. Those are the invasive species. For example, locusts that they were disturbing just in Uganda here, areas of Karamoja and some parts of Turkana, Kenya. The locusts that came, they were invasive species because they come and distort life in that environment. Life is not that is not distorted there, and they can lead to extinction of species or migration of species in that area. They found species now. The ones they find there, they can either kill them or make them migrate or erode them. They are saying invasive species can outcompete native species because they come with a strategy, a feeding strategy, a fighting strategy. They have many strategies and reduce biodiversity. Invasive plants can contribute debris and biomolecules, in brackets allelepathy, that can alter soil and chemical compositions of an environment often. Invasive plants can contribute debris and biomolecules, allelepathy, in brackets, that can alter soil and chemical composition of an environment, often reducing native species competitiveness. Nitrogen oxides are removed from the air by rain and fertilize land, which can change the species composition of ecosystems. This is now, they come as an acid rain. Nitrogen oxide, these are greenhouse gases, are removed from the air when they are suspended in the air as particulate matter, the nitrogen oxides. Now these ones are washed down as rain, and when they are washed, they fertilize land, which can cause the species composition of an ecosystem. It can change the species composition of an ecosystem. Another one is smog and haze can reduce the amount of sunlight received by plants to carry out photosynthesis and leads to the production of tropospheric ozone, which damages plants. Tropospheric ozone. We talked about the layers of the atmosphere and the ozone layer. Soil can become infertile and unsuitable for plants. This will affect their other organisms in the food web. Another effect is soils can become infertile and unsuitable for plant growth. This will affect other organisms in the food web. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides can cause acid rain, which lowers the hydrogen potential or the pH value of the soil. pH is the hydrogen potential of the soil. That is sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, which are greenhouse gases. Now, these are washed down. They are particulate matter suspended in space. And then when they are washed down, they can have an effect on the soil's pH. Now, organ pollution of water causes can deplete oxygen levels and reduce species diversity. Organ pollution of water can deplete oxygen levels and reduce species diversity. Brief. Now, in our next video, we are going to start to look at some study that was published by the Environmental Science and Technology in the US, and we shall see what it says about. We are still continuing about environmental pollution, the effects now. I thank you and wish you best as you watch our next video. Kudos.